Hey, Julia Ridgmont here, and welcome to another episode of Julia Ridgmont Unscripted, the show where I give my readers the inside scoop about my projects and show them the not-so-glamorous life of a writer. Today I'm talking about An Agent for Amaryllis. If you have read An Agent for Sarah, you know that Amaryllis has a very strong personality. She's not afraid to let people know what her opinions are. And she also has the tendency to run into a situation without thinking about it first. So that has a tendency to get her into a little bit of trouble. And I'm sure that we all know someone in our lives who is like that. So these kind of people and these kind of characters present some fun situations, but also their own challenges. So I thought it would be fun to pair Amaryllis, or Amy as she's called, with Derek Baldwin. And as you know, Derek was engaged to Sarah in the last book, and that engagement fell through. So now he is ready to head back over to his ranch, and that's where he feels most at home, just with his animals and doing his thing out there on the range. And anyway, so he's going to be heading back there. However, Amy gets herself into a bit of trouble and needs his help. And in fact, the Pinkerton matchmaker is going to step in and arrange for Derek to help Amy. So it's going to present a fun story for them. Right from the very first scene, Amy gets abducted. It's not... she's not in dire straits just yet, but it is a scene that hopefully will draw the readers in and allow them to connect with Amy and Derek as a couple, even though they're not quite a couple yet. But it allows Amy and Derek to connect with each other too in a way that they weren't able to before. So I right away I wanted to really strengthen that connection, and so that I could build on it. I wanted to make sure I established that right from the beginning. As you know from watching these videos, I feel like the beginning of a story is the most important. That's where you establish the tone of the story. That's where you would establish the connection to the characters. So that's what I've been working on. I'm 9,000 words into this story, so I'm off to a great start with it. I'm excited, and I'm going to spend the rest of the day working on it. Another thing that I'm working on right now is I have a book coming out at the end of the year, and it's part of a multi-author series, and it's a new one, so I can't say a whole lot about it right now, but I do need to come up with the title so that I can get my book cover made. So the titles will follow a certain pattern, like the male character's name, and then a descriptive word for the bride, and then bride, of course. So his something bride. And so I have my character's name. I'm not going to disclose it just yet, but I am still trying to come up with a descriptor for the bride. And since this bride has some insecurities that she works through in the story, she's stronger than she realizes, and I want to convey that to the readers. So I was thinking about using the word resilient. And I really like that word, but it also presents kind of a conundrum, because if you saw a book, especially a romance book, on the bookshelf in a library or bookstore, and the title was His Resilient Bride, would you pick it up? Would it be something that you would want to read? We don't normally associate resilient with the word bride or marriage or anything like that, and especially with romance. So I'm still debating on that. I did pose this question to my reader group, and they're all for it. They say it's just fine. I would also like to get your opinion on it. What do you think? Another reader presented the idea of using valiant, and I like that one too. So anyway, weigh in on it. Or if you have a better word that you think might fit better, go ahead and comment below. I sure would love to hear your suggestions. So with that in mind, and having said that, I also wanted to share with you one fun thing about being a writer, and that is when you get to hold your own book in your hands. And with this coronavirus, I haven't had much of a stock left with my books. I sold most of them, or I gave them away in giveaways, so I had to reorder, and so I'm excited to share with you that I have new books. And here's one of them. This is Hope Springs Eternal from my Brides of Hope Hollow series in paperback form. So that's exciting. I finally got that one done. And I have a shipment of more books coming in. So hopefully I'll be able to do more giveaways with paperback books again. The other exciting thing is that I just uploaded An Agent for Sarah as a paperback too. So it'll take a few days for that to get approved, but once it's approved, it should be ready to order just straight off of Amazon there. So I'm excited about that. And if you haven't read An Agent for Sarah yet, go ahead and do that and let me know what you think of it, and get ready for Amaryllis' story, because it's going to be every bit as exciting as Sarah's. And with that, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time.